Uh, to start my today's lecture, I would just like to give you the few ideas regarding this particular subject. So, when we are going to start with our networking, you must be knowing that what we can do after learning this particular subject, right? Because today is our first lecture, I would just like to give you the general ideas that how you have to proceed in this particular field. There are two different streams. The one is called as CCNA, right? Another is called as your Microsoft based certification, right? Now, when I'm talking about CCNA, it stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate, right? This is a certification which is going to give you hands-on experience on different sort of intermediary devices like switches, like routers, like hubs, like bridges or something like that. Now, what is Cisco? Cisco is a company who is responsible to make all these devices. Like you people have very much familiar with Huawei. You people are using different sort of mobile phones like Huawei. There are certain sort of mobile phones are in the market with respect to that particular company. So in the same way, Huawei is also making such type of devices like switches, routers, and all these things. Any organization who is going to make all these devices, after making these devices, they are going to offer a particular certification for that particular devices. Now let's suppose I am the owner of Cisco, right? Cisco is a company who is making switches and routers. What I'm going to do after launching my all devices in the market, I'm going to say that I'm going to offer CCNA certification for these particular devices. Anyone who is going to pass that particular certification, he is internationally recognized for these particular devices. I mean, he is an expert in these particular devices. In the same way, like Cisco, they are offering CCNA, I mean Cisco Certified Network Associate. When we are talking about the Huawei Telecom or Huawei company, they are going to offer the same certification for the same devices like HCNA, Huawei Certified Network Associate. Most of the components or most of the contents of the certifications are same. I mean, the different sort of literature, different sort of commands which are being used to operate these devices, they are same, but the company is different, the organization is different who is going to launch these devices in the market. So accordingly they are offering those particular certification with respect to their organization, like HCNA, Huawei Certified Network Associate, like CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate. In the same way, we have the Juniper. Juniper is an organization who is going to launch or who is going to offer these sort of devices like switches and routers. They are going to offer you Juniper certifications also, the same like that. But as the Cisco is a very renowned company inside the world, in the whole world, so most of the time we are going to give certification with respect to Cisco Certified Network Associate. Now, if you can look onto this particular pyramid, I would like to tell you how you have to start with. I mean, after completion of this particular subject, where you will stand. I mean, we have to start from the lower, from the base, associate. That is called as your CCNA. That is called as your Cisco Certified Network Associate, in which you are going to hands-on over routing and switching support. Now, what is routing and switching? We will be learning in the future what is routing and switching. But right now, CCNA is actually the basic networking concept, which is going to give you an idea regarding how the routing and switching can be done through these particular devices. You have to be certified in that particular field. Once you got certification, you would be called as Cisco Certified Network Associate. Now, we will come to the professional side. In professional, what we have, you can offer, I mean, Cisco offers two type of certification. One is called as CCNP, another one is called as CCIP, right? CCNP and CCIP. CCNP stands for Cisco Certified Network Professional, and CCIP stands for Cisco Certified Inter-Network Professional. That is, the CCNP is routing and switching support. They are going to offer these services, and CCIP communication and services, right? This is another level of certification. I mean, after CCNA, you can go for CCNP or you can go for CCIP. And after professional certification, you can go for expert level certification, that is called as CCIE. That is called as Cisco Certified Internet Expert, in which you have routing and switching, you have security, and you have different sort of communication and services. So this is the basic infrastructure, or this is the basic structure for network, computer network certification. For now, you have to be very much clear that we can only go for, after learning this particular subject, we can only go for the basic certification, that is called as your CCNA. Not mandatory. I mean, I'm not going to say you that, but if you want to make your career in the computer network field, I mean, some of you or most of the students I have heard so far that we are not good in programming. So what we have to do, what is an extra, another field in which we can go, like quality assurance or something like that. But if you want to go in other field, some other field like computer network, so you must have to give a particular certification, and that certification does matter. I mean, when you go inside the market, let's suppose you are going to UAE for your job, they would not ask you that, yeah, what you are, they would not ask you regarding what are your expertises. They would ask you that what you know about this. Okay, so if I mean, you want to go for you want to go abroad and want to make your career in computer networks, you have to be a Cisco certified, or you have to be CCNP or something like that. In the same way, you have the Java certifications also, like Sun Certified Java Programmer. If you want to be good in certification, good in programming, you have to go for Sun Certified Java Programmer. You have to give the certification, and then you will be recognized in the whole world as a Java expert, right? So this is the basic idea, and and another thing I would like to tell you, when we are talking about the CCNA, actually we are working over the intermediary devices like switches, like routers, right? These are the two things that we have to emphasize on when we are learning regarding the Cisco Certified Network Associate, right? But when we are talking, this is what you can call it as a WAN devices. There are two types of concept. One is called as LAN, another one is called as WAN. When we are talking about the network administrator or the network sort of computer expert, he is going to work with the WAN devices. Now, what are the WAN devices? Your router is a WAN device. Your switch, your layer 3 switch is a WAN device, right? But when we are talking about certain sort of Microsoft certification like Windows, people have heard about MCSE, MCP, these Microsoft Certified System Engineer or something like that, in which you have to be good at a particular operating system. You do not have to bothered about the devices. You have to be good at a particular I mean to say that operating system like Windows 10 or Windows Server or something like that. When you are going for Microsoft Certified System Engineer, this is again a complete certification. For that, you have to pass at least 7 exams. For each exam, you would be called as MCP, Microsoft Certified Professional. Once you are going to complete your all 7 certification, you will be getting the complete certificate that is called as MCSE, Microsoft Certified System Engineer, right? So this is what the complete idea that I'm going to give you regarding the Cisco track and regarding the Microsoft track, right? So this is LAN and WAN. I mean, when we are talking about the intermediate devices, this is what you can call it as WAN. And when we are talking about the LAN devices, we do have the switches or something like that. I will be explaining you all these things in our future lecture. But today, because today is our introductory lecture, and I would just like to give you an idea that what type of certifications or what is inside the market. I mean, what the subject that you are learning so far, what is the advantage of this particular subject inside the market, right? So what type of certifications you can go for after learning this particular subject. So I would suggest you, after learning this particular subject, you can be partially, I mean to say that ready for CCNA, not fully ready. I mean, the first two parts of that particular certification will be covered in our syllabus. The other two part, I will try my level best to complete, but I am unable to get complete because we do not have a lot amount of time. But actually, you people have to do it yourself. And if anybody wants to give the certification, he or she can go for after completing all these four parts. But I would be I would be sharing with you all the information regarding that particular certification. And anybody who wants to go for that particular certification, he or she may go, right? So that is all regarding the basic ideas. So from tomorrow, we shall be starting exactly with the particular slides, what actually the networks are, what are the social networks, how peoples are going to communicate, what type of devices. Today even I have opened for you the Cisco packet tracer. If you can see at my screen, you can see the Cisco packet tracer also, right? But as we do not have a time right now, I can share all this information with you tomorrow, that how we will be using, or how you will be using Cisco packet tracer, how you can make different sort of networks and how they can communicate with each other, all these things, right? We do have a lot amount of time, and I will try my level best to share a lot of knowledge with you guys.